What if the people you trusted the most were the ones who betrayed you? What if everything you lost wasn't a mistake, but part of a plan? And what if the darkest moment of your life was actually the beginning of your rise? Stay with me, because this story might change how you see your pain forever. There was a young man named Joseph.
My son, you
He
are
was
favored.
loved deeply by his
Father,
father,
I am ready.
favored above all his brothers, and it
Why him?
showed.
It should be us.
The special robe he wore was more than clothing. It was a sign,
Why does he get
a
all the
sign of
praise?
favor
It's not
that
fair.
his
He
brothers
does
could
nothing.
not
We
stand.
work just as
But
hard.
Joseph had something else, something that would change everything. Dreams. Not ordinary dreams, but visions that felt divine. One day he spoke boldly. "I saw us in the field, and your sheaves bowed down to mine." Silence filled the air. Another time he said, "The sun, the moon, and 11 stars all bowed before me." This time even his father was concerned. But his brothers? They didn't just doubt him. They hated
What
him.
if they find out?
Betrayal.
Won't. We end this
One
now.
day, far from home, Joseph walked toward them, unaware. They saw him coming. And in that moment, jealousy turned into
There he
action.
goes!
They grabbed
We
him,
can't let him!
stripped him of his robe, and threw him into a pit. Cold, dark, and empty.
Help me, please!
Joseph cried out, but no one answered. Then they made it worse. They sold him, their own brother, sold for silver. And just like that, everything he knew was gone. Struggle. Joseph was taken to Egypt, a foreign land, a life he didn't choose, from favored son to forgotten slave. Yet somehow, even there, he began to rise, until one moment changed everything again. A false accusation, a lie, and Joseph was thrown into prison, alone, forgotten, or so it seemed.
Seize your hands! No! You died! Don't you defy fight! You defy fight! No! I am innocent! For just die!
Joseph sat in the darkness, chains on his hands, silence all around him. He had done what was right, yet everything had gone wrong. Inside that prison, Joseph noticed something. Two men, troubled by dreams, strange dreams they could not understand. And Joseph said, "Interpretations
fear.
belong to
God
God.
has shown me the
Tell me
meaning.
your
The
dreams."
dreams you had will come to pass.
One would be restored,
But how can we
the
be
other
sure?
would not.
Trust
And
in the
everything
Lord.
happened
He will deliver
exactly
us.
as he said. Before the man was released, Joseph pleaded, "Remember me." But he was forgotten. Days turned into months, months into years, and no hope in sight, just silence. But what felt like delay was preparation. Then, one day, the king of Egypt had a dream, a disturbing dream no one could explain. Suddenly, the man remembered Joseph, and in a moment, everything began to change. Joseph was brought out, cleaned, and presented before the king. "Can you interpret dreams?" Pharaoh asked. Joseph answered, "It is not me, but God."
Pharaoh, God has revealed
And
the
in
meaning
that
of your
moment,
dreams.
a
Your wisdom
prisoner
is from the
became a
gods.
solution. A slave
It is
became
not
a
I
ruler,
abided, but to
from
God, who will
prison
give
to
Pharaoh
palace
the-
in a single day. What they meant for evil, God used for good. So if you're in a dark place right now, don't lose hope, because the same God who lifted Joseph is still working on your story. And when the same brothers who betrayed him stood before him again, he had the power to destroy them. But instead, he said something unforgettable. "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." So let me ask you again, what if what you're going through right now isn't the end? What if it's just the beginning? If you believe God is working in your life, even in silence, type Amen in the comments. And don't forget to follow, because your story is still being written.